Doc Ryan here, how you doing? I was stacking some firewood today and I always think of my grandpa George because I used to cut and stack and burn a lot of firewood. This is his hat. And every time I do this, I kind of get sentimental. And I love doing it. And when you're loading a tractor, just some light practical tips. You always want to stack the firewood this way, not across, because in a tractor they'll fall out if you don't stack it that way. When you stack on the pile, you want to go bark up so that the rain falls on it, it doesn't get to your good wood. So you stack up, kind of go, you'll see the ends, I stack squares, so you want to start going the opposite direction and then kind of build like this, and that makes an end cap, and then you just go across the center. Every time I do this, I think about my grandpa, I think about all kinds of stuff. I think about Acts 28:3, when Paul was building the fire on that, after he got shipwrecked, and he's doing it and he gets bit by a viper, and he's fine after that. It was a little bit of a play on something. When I was a kid, I used to often wonder, why did the snake bite him? Was it just a miraculous sign? Well, it was interesting because the reason that Paul was in jail and shipwrecked on this island was because of the Pharisees. And earlier in the ministry of John the Baptist and Jesus, you might remember John the Baptist, Matthew 3:7, he calls the Pharisees a brood of vipers. And then later, Matthew 12:34, Jesus repeats that, you brood of vipers. And it kind of goes back to this idea in Hebrew. It means a family of snakes, and it goes back to Genesis 3, to Satan as a serpent, and the idea is that they are Satan's offspring, basically, that they're following Satan as we are sons of the Lord. And those are some pretty strong words. And one of the neat things about the viper biting Paul and doing nothing was it not only was a miraculous sign, but it was a sign of the times that God was with Paul, even though the Pharisees were coming to get him and were referred to as the brood of vipers. In John 8:44, again, they talk about these unbelieving Jews and they say they belong to their father, the devil. Again, it goes back to that kind of play on the vipers, and it says they're deceitful, dangerous, and wicked. Matthew 15:14 calls it the blind leading the blind. And what I want to leave you with is just a word to be careful. We're guarded by the power of the Holy Spirit, the Lord, but that means we got to be smart. As I stack this firewood, I'm using this big tractor and doing this. There's been times where I've gotten hurt by firewood. I mean, it's fallen over. I had a bucket of a tractor come down one time, and it's not much different than people. There's snakes in this fire. People that you think are your friends or that might be with you are sometimes those deceitful, dangerous, and maybe even wicked people. Of course, we got to trust, we got to love, we got to give people chances and over again and give them forgiveness. But the Bible also says, if somebody comes to you and they don't accept you, or they continue to be deceitful, dangerous, and wicked, then what? Shake the dust from your sandals and walk away. And sometimes being smart and being godly and being holy means you just got to shake the sandals and go. God bless you and keep you today.